Hello everyone, RBY OU Invitational Tournament 6, Round 8. So this is the round where the finals of each bracket happen, winner's bracket and loser's bracket. Most consider this to be the semi-finals of the loser's bracket because the winner of the loser's bracket is going to have to face the loser of the winner's bracket. So technically I'm not correct. However, I consider that stage to be some kind of final 3. And the winner of today's matchup on the loser's bracket is granted a cash prize. So Lusch vs Kaz, the winner is very likely to win the whole tournament. Then Serpi vs Genesis7. So game 1, Starmie vs Starmie, Blizzard. Then Lusch goes Chansey, even though this is not Sing. So Thunder Wave, double Thunder Wave, Starmie and Executor, nicely done. Crit Ice Beam, then Executor misses. Next players trade Thunder Wave with Chansey, which means that Kaz isn't likely to have a backup sleeper. So brutal start, no knockouts but Lusch has the lead. Kaz Thunder Waves Snorlax on the switch, he goes Starmie and we are back to recover users on both sides. Then on turn 16, Kaz goes Snorlax, Body Slam, and Chansey is paralyzed. So the game is back in the balance. Lusch reveals Cloyster. This play was also covering a possible switch to Executor. Clamp misses, crit Psychic by Starmie, and Kaz now has the lead. Lusch goes Chansey, Kaz goes Executor, Yellow Magic, Egg goes down. Kaz follows with Snorlax instead of Tauros, which is okay. Lusch goes Snorlax, Reflect, and Kaz sends Alakazam on predicted rest. Lusch makes a double switch, Starmie, then Chansey on Thunder Wave, trying to heal up. Kaz gets the crit with Alakazam, Chansey goes down. Kaz Thunder Waves Executor, and Starmie. Chansey takes out Starmie and now Kaz has 2 Psychic users against the team without recover. Snorlax goes down. Tauros Ditto. Kaz wins it. Then Tauros beats Executor. Good plays by both players, and we really got the chance to see how RNG can put you in a good position, then turn the back on you. Yellow Magic misses. And turn 4, there's no safe play for Kaz because he doesn't know Lusch's moveset. Then RNG took over. Game 2, Kaz leads with Zapdos. Thunder, very nice. Crit Drill Peck on Chansey. Lusch just uses Thunder Wave. Then Sing on incoming Executor, another great risky play in the early game by Lusch. Sing connects. Egg wakes up and puts Tauros to sleep. Sleep and stun by Kaz. Lusch goes Executor, then Rhydon into Zapdos, but Kaz makes a double switch to Executor, gaining momentum. So damage on Executor, special drops. Lusch gets the sleep. So both players go Snorlax. Lusch goes Rhydon, no Paraslam. So Rhydon beats Snorlax with 15% left, which is okay against a crippled Zapdos. Kaz follows with Tauros. Blizzard doesn't do much to Starmie, then Tauros is Thunder Waved. Kaz is looking for a Paraslam, which might be a sign of a Cloyster, a Rapper, a Swords Dancer, a Slowbro, with Kaz you never know what's next. Starmie's Paraslammed, then Kaz goes Alakazam, so it really looks like he's trying to set up a Cloyster sweep. Alakazam is Thunderwaved. Then Lusch goes Snorlax, and this sequence didn't work well at all for Kaz, exposing Alakazam's weaknesses. Cloyster comes in on Body Slam, then Clamp and switch to Tauros, double full paralysis. Alakazam comes in, then Lusch goes Chansey and heals up. Thunderwave on Chansey. Snorlax beats Alakazam, and Kaz needs some overtime work from Cloyster. Clamp misses and Cloyster gets Thunderwaved. Turn 56, great prediction by Lusch. No self-destruct, so both players use Rest, Snorlax and Cloyster, and Kaz has a chance to refresh his Cloyster. Snorlax is still faster, Paraslam. Next, Sync Chansey vs Cloyster. Lusch tries to wake up with Tauros. Kaz uses Rest with Tauros. Snorlax Paraslams Cloyster again, and Lusch has more material. Turn 118, Starmie stays in against Zapdos, crit Blizzard. Then Lusch trades Exeggutor for Exeggutor. Lusch's Tauros wakes up, and Starmie paves the way for Tauros. Good game, great strategy by Lusch, trading most of Rhydon's HP for Snorlax. Kaz didn't click Body Slam on turn 19, didn't get the Paraslam on Rhydon with Snorlax, he was paralyzed with Tauros. All these small things made the game very hard for him. Lusch had no problem with Tauros taking a long sleep. Game 3, Alakazam and Starmie trade paralysis. Lusch goes Snorlax, and Kaz uses Chansey as the first switch. So self-destruct, Snorlax trades for Chansey. Then double-edge Exeggutor forces Alakazam out. Sleep Powder misses. Lusch uses Starmie as the status absorber. Alakazam is paralyzed, Tauros comes in. Starmie and Alakazam trade paralysis, so sleep blocker for Kaz. On Lusch's side, this doesn't look like a play I would make if my last one is Chansey. And on turn 26, Lusch reveals Zapdos indeed. Thunderbolt causes paralysis on Snorlax. Anyway, Snorlax beats Starmie and explodes on Tauros, so Kaz has recovered part of his disadvantage. Kaz follows with Tauros, Lusch goes Exeggutor, double switch to Zapdos and Drill Peck, predicting Exeggutor. Crucial sequence by Lusch. Tauros comes in and I think it needs a crit for the knockout. Kaz goes for Body Slam instead. Thunder Wave. Yeah, game over. Good early game by Lusch again, full paralysis on turn 9. Then Sleep Powder miss. But still constant pressure and matchup advantage. This is how Lusch took this game. Game 4, Jinx vs Tauros, Lusch gets the crit and the knockout. So this is the brutal Tauros vs Jinx matchup. Exeggutor sleeps and booms, but it doesn't get the knockout on Exeggutor, and this is often very bad, especially against an unstatus Exploder. So now Kaz needs something from Tauros. Actually, Lusch sacrifices sleeping Alakazam, so he thinks Kaz is done with sleepers. Lusch goes Cloyster. Double switch to Snorlax, predicting Starmie, very nice stuff. Crit on Snorlax. Then Hyper Beam gets the roll. Self-destruct on Tauros. Then Lusch has Zapdos. Turn 11, Kaz catches the double switch, then he absorbs Cloyster's explosion, very good sequence. Zapdos, Exeggutor and Tauros stutter a bit, but eventually Tauros proves to be the king of Red Blue Yellow Overused. So, good games. Good early games, pressure, matchups, Lusch at his best, and is now the favorite to win it all. Mostly great early games. I'm not surprised to see the player with the best early games in this position. In the other series, Genesis7 beat Serpi in 4. Kaz is going to play Genesis7, and the winner is going to face Lusch in the grand finals. Game 1, players trade sleep. Genesis sleeps and stuns. Serpi spreads paralysis and stays one step ahead the whole time. However, Genesis Rhydon is a pain. Serpi doesn't want to expose Seismic Toss Chansey and he wants to save Exeggutor for Rhydon. So he accepts the Snorlax vs Exeggutor matchup and it doesn't go well at all. Yellow Magic, Snorlax goes down. Turn 69, Genesis doesn't use Explosion, and Snorlax loses to Starmie. Turn 76, Serpi is afraid of Rhydon. He tries to anticipate that switch by going Starmie. However, Genesis stays in with Chansey, uses Thunderbolt, so Starmie goes down. Nice play by Genesis. Next, Genesis doesn't want to explode against Jengar team. He avoids Mega Drain. Then, he knocks out Jengar. Genesis sacrifices Starmie. Sync Chansey can now sleep Rhydon. Sync connects. Executors are traded, so it's a PP stall war. Both players have a paralyzed Chansey and a Tauros. And yeah, Genesis can make some switches to Rhydon, but Serpi is going to switch to Tauros. So Serpi has more PPs, and Genesis has to find a way. Genesis goes Tauros, takes out Chansey, then he sacrifices Rhydon and Thunder Waves Tauros. Yellow Magic, and Genesis wins game 1. Game 2, Serpi uses Executor to sleep and stun. He gets crippled in the process against Alakazam Bleed. Genesis Paraslams Rhydon and trades Ice Reflect Snorlax for Rhydon, a clear sign of Zapdos. Genesis predicts Explosion. Serpi uses Rest. Genesis sleeps Executor, stun spores Chansey, and he takes out Chansey without even using Explosion. Just Psychic, Special Drops, Paralysis. Serpi predicts Explosion, but Genesis spreads Paralysis, takes out Snorlax, cripples Tauros, paving the way for Zapdos. However, Serpi gets the freeze on Zapdos. So Chansey takes out Tauros, but Starmie gets the crit, and Serpi gets away with the victory, tying the series. Dramatic game. Game 3, Jinx Ditto, Genesis gets the sleep, and later a crit on Snorlax. Serpi puts Snorlax to sleep, then Tauros takes out Chansey. Genesis stun spores Starmie, very nice. And this Executor is a pain for Surf Starmie. Beambolt Chansey is a problem as well, so Genesis has the advantage. Then Genesis reveals Starmie, and things look even worse now for Serpi. However, he reveals Zapdos. This makes all the difference. Tauros takes out Chansey. Zapdos uses Agility, so Zapdos is now in a sweeping position. Full Paralysis and Tauros gets the crit, so Genesis claims game 3. With a little bit of luck. Game 4, Serpi gets the first sleep. creates Snorlax, then he goes all the way with Tauros against Exeggutor. He doesn't look back. So Tauros goes down. Chansey is slapped. However, Genesis has lost both Exeggutor and Starmie, so Rhydon stomps him and we have a 5th game. Game 5, Genesis Jinx sleeps Gengar after a miss. Then Jinx crits Cloyster. Turn 9, Serpi goes Cloyster, knocked out by Thunderbolt, a little bit rushed. Then Serpi Snorlax has the upper hand in the Ditto, but Genesis goes all the way. This is most likely Reflect Hyper Beam. So Genesis doesn't want to pull back. He wins the split tie, doesn't get the roll. Serpi exposes sleeping Gengar, but Genesis doesn't click Earthquake. Exeggutor is hit hard by a crit Blizzard, so Gengar is sacrificed. Genesis tries to predict Hyper Beam with Starmie. Serpi uses Body Slam instead, crit and paralysis, but then Hyper Beam gets predicted by Rhydon. So Rhydon doesn't get the roll, but it beats Tauros anyway. When Chansey Thunder Waves Alakazam, it becomes clear that Genesis is going to be able to create a sweeping position with Rhydon and Tauros. So good games, very nice series overall, well played. RNG altered the result at times. And Genesis showed a lot of improvement compared to SPL 16 and is going to face Kaz in the next round. Dignified run by Serpi, and overall good representation of the metagame, no big news. So thanks for watching and see you again for the final 3.